Hey everybody, welcome back, and today we are at Six Flags over Texas. It is wet and rainy. Mother Nature, man, it's great. It's raining, it's wet, but it's just sprinkling a little bit, you know. Do what you got to do to have some fun. So let's hit the intro and let's go ahead and head over to Aquaman Powerwave. It's already raining and wet. The hell with it. It's a walk-on. Everything's a walk-on right now. Nobody wants to come to the park when it's wet and raining. Lots of rides today. There is literally nobody here. This park is empty. Aquaman was great. It's definitely different. It gets a little bit of ejector on the launch. It's really fun though, really fun. If it's a really hot day, like today's not, it's like 70 degrees, a little bit wet, it feels great. But if it is a hot day, sit in the back. Front and back is usually places where you get like really soaked. Based on from what I saw, I rode it twice. Middle, not so much. So front and back if you really want to get soaked. Let's head on over here to Mr. Freeze and let's check out how this forward launch is. Man, it's been a long time since we came to this park and it's been like dead like this. Man, oh my God. Turn the AC off, my guy. It's actually the first time in a long time that I've walked through the normal queue for Mr. Freeze. Freeze and Giant seem to be the two rides here that seem to fill up really fast, but just literally everything's a walk-on. There's no reason for Flash Pass today. I have it, but why use it? See, check it out, nothing. This is great. I got my cousin and her daughter coming today, so it'll be a great time for them to actually be able to ride the stuff that they want to. A lot of people, as you heard. So let's 100% backwards is 100 times better. Easily. Backwards launch, so much better. Especially on the hi-hat, when you come in backwards, you're literally looking straight down, whereas going up, you're literally looking at the person's head in front of you, which in this case was no head. It was just an empty seat. So it was fun, but I definitely enjoy reverse blast a lot better than forward blast. Yeah, reverse blast 100%. RIP, Mr. Freeze, reverse blast. All right, so what to do next? We're gonna make our way over to Shockwave. This is probably one of my favorite coasters here. I have a lot of favorite coasters here. Shockwave always is probably one of the most underrated coasters here. A double looping sports soft coaster, so much airtime, especially in the back seat. So we're gonna make our way over here. We're gonna ride Shockwave, and since we're gonna be over there next to it, we're gonna ride Giant. I wanted to save Batman for my cousin's daughter. Wanted to be able to ride it with her. So we'll hit Shockwave. Probably by the time we get off Giant, they should be here by then. But just a little fun tip here: riding Giant when it's wet and rainy like this. That's the way to go. So let's make our way over to Shockwave. Still down. 2 weeks later, still down. Look on the bright side, at least Joker's open. Unfortunately, nobody wants to ride it. I can't really say that I blame them. Those SNS free spins, been on this channel even for like 3 days when I used to make Six Flags videos all the time. I used to always trash talk those SNS free spins all the time because they just overall suck. That's just my personal opinion. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of it? I don't personally like them. I'll ride them if it's somebody's first time, they've never ridden them. I'll ride it, you know. But Will I volunteer to stand in line for 2.5 hours to ride it? Probably not. Just really not my thing. So, but yeah, Runaway Mine Train is undergoing refurbishment, which I can't really complain about it. That thing has been very, very rough for far too long. So maybe it'll be smoother when it comes back and it opens. We'll find out. We'll be coming back over here Memorial Day weekend with all the people while it's hot and sweaty. So we'll find out more in a couple more weeks when we come back. But let's make our way over to Shockwave. Man, now I remember why I love that ride. So much ejector airtime. I gotta tell you, man, it's been so long since I've ridden an actually roller coaster. Let's see. I don't know if you would consider Expedition Everest a intense style type of roller coaster. It's a fun roller coaster, probably one of the best roller coasters on Walt Disney World property. But I think the last one was when we took our trip in November. When I hit the 5.9 Gs, I almost grayed out. Oh well. But what do we do next? We're gonna go meet up with my cousin and her daughter, and then we're gonna make our way over to the new Texas Giants. Well, Pirates of the Spelunkers is still down as of a flood or something. It was down 2 weeks ago, still down. So I'll have to, I guess, same as Runaway Mine Train. Wait 2 weeks, see if it's open. So we're gonna go meet up with my cousin and her daughter. Let's go. All right, so if you must know why I would even remotely think of doing Judge Roy Scream, my cousin is scared of roller coasters. So she said she would ride a roller coaster. Taking her on Titan is probably out of the question. Come on now, your first roller coaster, you're scared of it, you're gonna ride Titan? Nah. She already rode Giant. She said that she passed out, so although that would be completely entertaining, but I wouldn't be able to record it. So, and then there's Shockwave with the 5.9 Gs. It's highly unlikely she would make it through the ride, which leaves one of two things: Batman the Ride, which goes upside down, or Judge Roy Scream, which is probably the less intense roller coaster in the state of Texas, and probably the equivalent of getting speared by Goldberg in a WWE ring, especially if you sit in the back. So, with that being said, I will suffer for it because it is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to her. I'm gonna ride Judge Roy Scream with her, but I'm riding in the front seat. That's the smoothest part of this ride, riding in the front seat. And then we'll get some video footage of it, and then we'll make a video trashing the ride. All right, we just got off Pandemonium. You suck. And she did great. Pandemonium was fine. But people want to ride Aquaman. It stopped raining, but now it's the equivalent of being at Disney World. It is very, 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 very humid. So what do we do when we want to cool off? We go get wet. That didn't sound right. Okay, we're gonna go ride something to get wet. There we go. So we're gonna make our way back to Aquaman a third time. Let's go. Long line is. Aquaman ride felt great. I was humid and hot. Now I'm more humid and more hot. Man, it's like the only way to actually be successful and stay cool in an environment when it gets hot is just to ride shit. It's usually how it, excuse me, is to ride stuff. So, oh well, Batman it is. We got soaking wet in the middle seat. I guess my prediction of not getting all that wet in the middle seat was wrong. No matter where you sit, you're gonna get wet. So just be ready. If it's like summertime or really, really hot, it'll be great because you'll be sweating and hot and sunburnt and it'll feel great. Because who brings sunblock to Six Flags? I mean, really, who does? So we're gonna head over here to Batman the Ride. Let's go. We just got off of Batman. Not recommended with a torn shoulder. Definitely not recommended with a torn shoulder. Over the shoulder restraints, it's a big no-go for me. But we get done with Batman, what do we normally do? We ride Freeze. Let's go. Okay, we just got off of Mr. Freeze, the coolest coaster on the planet. That just sounds non-intimidating. Oh well, it was still fun. The only way I can actually get a thrill on that ride now is to literally close my eyes. Because you know when you close your eyes and you're riding something that's intense, it kind of messes with your mind a little bit. That's the only way I could actually do it. Now I have to find something new that gives me a bigger thrill, which at this point would probably be Dr. Diabolical or Iron Rattler. Now probably my favorite ride here is probably Giant. So yeah, we let's see, let's break down what we did. When we got here, first thing we did was Aquaman twice. Then we did what did we do next? We went over and hit Mr. Freeze for the first time. Then we went and hit Shockwave. Then we did Giant. Then we did Batman, then we did Pandemonium, then we did Freeze, and then we rode Aquaman again. So we're sitting at 9, and we're about to make our way to number 10, Runaway Mountain. I'm telling you, days like this, it's great, but man, it is freaking humid though. It is really, really humid. We'll probably do this one more ride and then probably gonna get some lunch because my shoulder's flaring up really bad, so I gotta take a break. When I was actually riding Batman, my shoulder actually popped out of place. It popped out of place and popped back in. And then I got off the ride and it did the same thing again. So off my hands. So that means it's gonna be difficult in July when we go. Between Dr. Diabolical being over the shoulder chest restraints, Superman Krypton coaster over the shoulder chest restraints. So I may like tape my shoulder up that day when we're at Fiesta, Texas, just to make sure it kind of makes it a little stable so it doesn't pop in and out. This is the reason why I need the surgery. So, but we're still feeling good. It's not but like 1:30. We've got 9 rides and like an hour and a half. So yeah, we've been busy getting busy. Oh look, it's a squirrel. Squirrels at Six Flags have balls, man. Look at this. Man, those aren't your normal squirrels. Squirrels in Louisiana don't do that because they usually end up dead. So, Runaway Mountain, let's hit it. Change of plans. Roaring Rapids is open. So,
if you hadn't have gone to Six Flags, I probably would have been getting a tattoo.
She was gonna get a tattoo instead of coming. You could have got a tattoo you could have got a Six Flags tattoo. So now we are hitting Roaring Rapids. It was closed earlier. I heard the water running, so I knew they were probably testing it or something, but now it's open. So we're gonna head over here. It's starting to rain a little bit, so probably get some lunch after this to kind of rest my shoulder. Tell you what, I ain't got to worry about falling asleep driving. As long as my shoulder keeps hurting, we'll be just okay. All right, let's hit the Roaring Rapids. Okay, we just got off the one ride everyone tries their best not to get wet on. I never could grasp my head around that concept. Aquaman's different. If you get on the ride, you know you're gonna get wet, no matter what you do. This ride, people wear ponchos and rain jackets and pay $5 to $6 to stand into a heater to dry you off afterwards. I never did understand that. You obviously know it's a water ride. So I understand the whole concept. You don't want to get your clothes wet. But usually the time of year that they run it, it's either so humid or so hot that when you're out walking on the blacktop, you're gonna dry your stuff off anyway. So it kind of just defeats the purpose. Yes, it is raining here a little bit. As you can see, a little bit. Not even enough for ponchos or an umbrella. It's just like sprinkling. But I don't know. That ride is always the one ride that no matter who rides it, we always try to see and make fun of the person who gets soaking wet. That's the only reason for the ride. We had two little girls riding with us. It was their birthdays. Happy birthday to them, but they got completely drenched. They were the only people that were getting wet. And of course they would say at the beginning of the ride, we're not gonna get wet, you're gonna get soaked. Gravity and karma. Right now we are on our way to Runaway Mountain, and then we're going to be eating lunch. I have no idea what we're eating. I know I wanted to get something besides JB's. So we'll figure it out. Maybe some pizza. Asher's not here, so we don't have to have pizza. Maybe we get some Mexican. Every time we come here, that's what he says. I want pizza, Daddy. I want pizza, Daddy. No pizza today. So, Runaway Mountain, we get to listen to her scream. Let's go. This is definitely not normal. You know, I bet I could have done the 50 ride challenge today. I probably still can. All we've got to do is after lunch, just go get on Shockwave and stay there for like an hour. Because nobody's there. Nobody's here. I wonder if we can ride it twice. No lines. We're already at 10. So that means we would have to ride 40 rides before 6 o'clock, and it's almost 2 o'clock. So we'd have to ride 10 rides an hour. No, nope, not gonna do it. Screw that. But look at the gators. It looks like Shrek just came here and pissed in the pool. All right, we got off Runaway Mountain. I want some street tacos. It's kind of funny because right next to it is ice cream, but I really don't think getting ice cream right now is probably the most beneficial thing. It's not even hot enough. At least I don't have someone that's lactose intolerant with me. But we're gonna eat some street tacos and then see if Titan's running, but I want to take them to Shockwave. That'll be great. So let's head over street tacos. And they wonder why Fiesta, Texas is better than over Texas. At least their restaurants are open. It's the third restaurant we went by, they were closed. The app said they were open. Good thing I didn't mobile order. Man, that'd have been a little aggravating. But we're gonna head over here to Bubba's Texas Side Hot Dogs. I wonder if they're going to be closed too. Let's find out. Okay, so we finally found a restaurant that was open. We went to the hot dog place. They were closed. We went to get street tacos. Guess what? They were closed. La Cantina earlier was closed as well. So I was like, what the fuck? We went to All American Cafe. Got the pizza. The pizza there is actually really good. I know. I said I wasn't gonna eat pizza, but hey, you know, it's either eat that or a soy burger. I prefer the pizza. We're trying to let our food settle a little while. So we're gonna jump up and down, make sure our food goes down before we ride Shockwave. And then I'm gonna go over to Judge Roy's Scream and get some footage so I can make a video trashing the ride. Well, it is consistently raining here. Pretty big raindrops. I think it's time to, we ain't quitting, but I think it's time to go get a poncho. Yep, time to get a poncho, throw it on, and just keep on going. It was on Shockwave, and it was raining glass. Anyone that's ever ridden roller coasters in the rain knows exactly what I'm referring to. So, time to get some ponchos so that way we can at least stay halfway dry. Then we're gonna make our way over to Texas Giant again. Well, if I ever wanted to get my body physically ready to go to Disney World here in a few months, this is definitely the way to do it. Because in Disney World, right around the same time, it just starts randomly raining. And we usually just throw on ponchos and go about our day. Most people are heading for the exits. People like me, we go get ponchos and we get on rides. That's just what we do. We don't stop. But at least we're able to get 11 rides without the rain. It seems to be easing up some. So as long as it stays like this, it should be fine. I'm not exactly sure if I want to get a poncho or not. It seems to be easing up some. So maybe Mother Nature's like, you talking all this trash about me, here you go. So we're gonna make our way over to Giant. Hopefully we won't get stabbed in the eyeball when we ride. All right, we finally found a Wonder Woman for Asher. He's gonna love it. So add that to the 25,000 action figures he gets for his birthday. Whoop-de-doo. The park's closing at 4. As you can see, it's still raining, and it's supposed to rain like this for a couple more hours. Being that there's literally nobody here, hardly, they're gonna close the park at 4. So we still done enough for a full day and still had fun. So we're gonna head over to Justice League, freeze our Rasa Fasa Nenes off, and then we're gonna hit Giant to close it out. It's wet and raining, so come on, it's an RMC. Why wouldn't we want to ride it? So we're gonna head over here to the Great Justice League. All right, we just got off of Justice League. It was actually relatively really warm in there. So since the park's closing at 4, we're going to try to squeeze 2 more in. There was literally no wait on Justice League. None. 0.
3.5 hours.
So we might hit the big 2 before we leave. Titan and Giant. I haven't rode Titan today. It's the only ride that we haven't hit yet. So this is actually a really good day, aside from the weather being you know. But it kind of keeps the crowds away. If you don't mind getting wet on a day like this, definitely recommend it. This has actually been the first day since 2020 that I've come to the park and have not had to use Flash Pass all day. I think we've used standby line all day. We used Flash Pass once for freeze because it was when it wasn't raining, so there was really no need for it. But now, as you can obviously see, we're walking in Giant in the standby line. This is a great day. Maybe I should start coming here more when it rains. So we're about to hit Giant on wet track. Let's go. All right, just got off Giant. We had an ADHD kid who forgot to take his medication on our ride. He was telling everyone to put their hands up. Well, I would totally agree with that. When it's raining, water becomes glass. So we just found out that putting our hands over our face so we could see what was actually in front of us, because trying to hold your eyes open when you've got this shards of glass known as rain coming at you, it's a bit much, especially when one of those rain droplets hits you in the eyeball. It really hurts. So we got one more. We got Titan. I haven't rode it today. I'm not gonna say that we saved the best for last. We saved the worst for last. All right, so let's go. Okay, so we were able to ride Titan. It was parks closed. Obviously, I'm sitting in the car. Let's talk about the day we had. We were able to get 16 rides total. Got multiple rides on Shockwave, Aquaman, Giant. Did Justice League, Pandemonium. We did everything in the course of 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. So definitely was a very, very, very productive day. Had a blast. It was good hanging around with good people as well. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Can't really complain. The only complaint I really had was a lot of the restaurants that we wanted to eat at were closed. But I think a lot of that had to do with the fact of the low amount of people in the park. So with it being wet and rainy, you're not going to really see a whole lot of people here. That's why we were able to get so many rides. We didn't use Flash Pass except for one time today. So overall, it was a great day. It's wet and I'm soaking wet still, but it was still overall definitely worth the trip. Definitely worth it. About half the day was no rain, and that gave us an opportunity to jump on a whole bunch of rides really fast, so we took advantage of that time. So all right, man, that's gonna do it for us here. If you guys are new and you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.